What's up, viewers? So this isn't the video I had planned for today, but since the Kingdom Hearts trailer's new world reveal, I decided to scrap what I had and make this video instead. It's Toy Story. I didn't think that they would make the jump to Pixar, but they totally did. So that opens up so many new worlds for them to explore. Are you hyped? Cause I totally am. So, this is Zanus with my top 5 worlds I'd like to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. That rhymed. I didn't mean to do that. Whatever, let's hit it.
Will you take a look at that? Pretty pathetic, huh? Well, you'll never believe this, but that llama you're looking at was once a human being. And not just any human being. That guy was an emperor.
First up for my number 5 is Emperor's New Groove. I love this movie from the first time I watched it. It's hilarious, different, and a lot of fun. Sora and company could probably find Cusco after he's been turned into a llama, like when he's crying in the rain or whatever. I think that would be a good point to start. And maybe Sora could even transform into some weird animal, a llama probably, but Donald and Goofy are already weird animals, so they're probably fine the way they are. Cusco could tell Sora that he's an emperor and ask him to help him reclaim his throne, and Sora would definitely be on board with that. The world could be a lot like Deep Jungle because Cusco is stuck in the jungle for most of the movie. I think it would be great in Kingdom Hearts 3 for telling a different type of story and another one of my favorite Disney movies in the game.
Yeah! Ow! You threw off my groove!
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's groove.
Stop! You take one more move, mister. Don't you dare! If you put one fin on that boat, are you listening to me? Don't touch the boat. Nemo!
He touched the butt.
You just...
My number 4 is Finding Nemo. So, instead of another episode of Under the Sea Hero,
About you, introduce us to these lovely friends. We all take a bow. Donald, Goofy, and Sora.
You found your first love and he found you too.
We were glad to help you out and very proud, it's true.
I think it would be cool for another actual sea adventure like Atlantica and the first Kingdom Hearts. I'm not quite sure how Sora would fight, like being a fish and all, but they figured out how he could fight being a lion, and Goofy's been a Donald. No. Goofy's been a turtle and Donald's been a bird before, so I'm sure they could figure it out. They could just have Sora and the gang accompany Merlin and Dory to, well, find Nemo. There's also a couple mini games you could do in the Finding Nemo world. 2 that I can think of would be a jellyfish hopping minigame and an East Australian current minigame with Crush, like riding on his back or something like that. I think those could be pretty fun. I think Finding Nemo would be a great world for Kingdom Hearts 3 to get you off the land and into the water for a different type of gameplay experience. Just think of how gorgeous the Under the Sea world would look with these amazing new graphics, and so much to explore.
That was so cool! Hey, Dad, did you see that? Did you see me? Did you see what I did?
You so totally rock, Squirt! So give me some fin. Noggin. Dude. Oh, intro. Jellyman, Offspring. Offspring, Jellyman.
Jellies? Sweet.
Totally.
Step aside, sir. Random security check.
Random my behind. You always stop me.
I'm just a surge protector doing my job, sir. Name?
Lara Croft.
Name?
Wreck-It Ralph.
And where you coming from?
Pac-Man.
You bring any fruit with you?
No fruit.
Okay, then where you...
My number 3 is Wreck-It Ralph. I loved the movie Wreck-It Ralph so much, and I would love to see it in Kingdom Hearts 3. The main idea for the movie is that Ralph wants to get himself a medal to prove that he's a good guy. And I know that Sora would love to help Ralph get that medal. And Sora could definitely see the good inside of him, even though he's a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. So Sora would definitely help him with that. It would also be cool to see Sora go into the different video game worlds that are inside Wreck-It Ralph. And you could even switch up like gameplay for each of the worlds, like a side-scroller for the Fix-It Felix Jr., first-person shooter for Hero's Duty.
Hero's duty?
It's not that kind of duty.
I bet you really gotta watch where you step in a game called Hero's Duty. What'd you win the medal for, wiping? I hope you washed your hands after you handled that medal.
Listen,
One more.
Oh.
Why did the hero flush the toilet? Say why.
Why?
Because it was his duty!
And more of a like Mario Kart vibe for Sugar Rush. They did that a little bit in Kingdom Hearts Coded, which would be pretty cool to bring that back here. Not to mention they could also do costume swaps in those worlds, like have a 8-bit Sora and Fix-It Felix and a futuristic armored Sora in the Hero's Duty game. I think that would be pretty cool too. Another idea that gets me really excited about this world is a theory that I've heard, or an idea that someone came up with. So it's not my idea, so I can't take credit for it. I don't know who came up with it, but it's just when Sora meets Wreck-It Ralph, he tells Sora that they're in a game, or he asks him like, what game are you from? And then Sora's like, a game? This is real life. And then Wreck-It Ralph points out that he has like a health bar or something, like kind of breaking the fourth wall. And I think that would be pretty comical and funny to see. But then at the end, Sora says something along the lines of, I'm not sure if I'm really in a game, but if I was, I would like to thank the player for getting me this far, and hope he can help me out a little more, or something like that. Just hearing that idea, I don't know, it feels really, really nice, like the game developer saying thank you for staying with us this long and being fans of the series. I think that would be really cool and probably even bring a tear to my eye.
I am busy, okay? So you go home.
What's that? Didn't hear you. Your breath is so bad it made my ears numb.
Listen, I try to be nice. You're mimicking
You're
me.
mimicking me.
Okay. That is rude, and this conversation is over.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you could give me a job.
I don't want to hear such a stupid request. You're just a stinking, useless weakling. And this is certainly no place for humans.
My number 2 is Spirited Away. Since Square decided to put Pixar into the mix, it's not too crazy to think that Studio Ghibli could possibly get in as well. I love the Miyazaki films, and I know that a lot of other people do too. Spirited Away is probably my favorite of them. Such a strange and bizarre movie would make for a great and awesome place for Sora and the gang to explore. The bathhouse and all the creatures within it could serve as great inspirations for Heartless and other bosses. I know that Sora and the gang would love to help Chihiro find her family and get out of the bizarre bathhouse. I think Spirited Away would be great for Kingdom Hearts 3 for a very different world, and it could be a good alternate for The Nightmare Before Christmas. A lot of people love that world, and I feel like Spirited Away could do the same type of thing as a world in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wait, what's this? What's this? What? It's
Treasure Planet.
no.
That's Treasure Planet.
Flint's Trove? The loot of 1,000 worlds? You know what this means?
And finally, my number 1 is Treasure Planet. I've always liked this movie, and I recently rewatched it for the first time in years to make this video, and I think it's probably one of my favorite Disney films. Since the first Kingdom Hearts game, we have flown in space with our gummy ship, and we even visited Stitch's space station and Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. But if Treasure Planet was in Kingdom Hearts 3, then it would mean a true space adventure with Sora. I'm sure Sora would jump at the chance to help Jim find Treasure Planet, and it would also be kind of nostalgic for him since he hung out with Captain Jack Sparrow. So I'm sure he would boast about being a pirate and love to help Jim on his journey. But I think a really cool minigame for this world would be at the end of Treasure Planet when Jim is racing on his solar flyer or whatever, solar board I think, to get to the portal before the ship does, to change it to the correct location. And I think Sora could definitely help with that in a minigame. But I think it would also be a great way for him to get his Keyblade transformation into like a Keyblade flyer that Ven used. I think that would be a great way to, a great world for you to practice like flying around with that. Because I'm hoping that he learns how to do that in Kingdom Hearts 3. And one last thing, I don't know who found it, but I know I watched on a video of the Gamers Joint that Treasure Planet was actually a scrapped world that was supposed to be in Dream Drop Distance, and an unfinished version of the pirate ship is still within the Dream Drop Distance code. So it sounds like they were thinking about putting it in a Kingdom Hearts game already, and that's how Toy Story started out with. They found some images of Woody and Buzz in the code. I think it was in Kingdom Hearts 1 or maybe 2, I don't remember. But so it started off as an idea and then branched off to finally become an actual world in a future Kingdom Hearts game. So hopefully Treasure Planet does the same. I think Treasure Planet would be a great world for Kingdom Hearts 3, for a huge open space world flying around, and a great transition into Sora getting his Keyblade armor and Key Flyer, or whatever you want to call it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So that's it for my top 5 worlds I want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. If you like this video, I would appreciate a like, and comment any worlds you want to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. And if you think it's too wild to be in Kingdom Hearts 3, just remember, don't assume that your dreams are just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. Thanks for watching, and I will view you guys later.
暗いな。どこだよここ。ん？俺たちちっちゃくなってる？それにこの格好。
あっちは驚いてもいいのかな。